Okay guys, a lot of people have been asking me to start doing videos of some of the things that I do, auto repairs and, you know, honey-do list and just all sorts of things. So this is going to be the first video I'm going to do. I'm going to cover several different things here. One, I'm going to be working on this 1989 Dodge Ramcharger 4x4. And you know, it has a lot of play in the steering wheel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace the factory style steering shaft, and I'm going to install this Borgeson shaft that you see right there with the universal joint on it, so I can do away with the old style rag joint. Then I'm going to be installing also 2 tie rod ends on the end of the steering linkage, and I'm going to do a drag link as well. All this stuff is old, it's wore out, and it's just time to, you know, I want to tighten up the steering, you know, so the truck's not wandering all over the road, and, you know, every time you hit a dip, it, you know, it about pulls you into the ditch. So that's going to be what our job is going to be today, along with replacing the valve cover gaskets. Have one of those leaking, dripping oil on the exhaust pipe, and if you're familiar with that smell, it's not a pleasant smell to be smelling the whole time you're riding down the road. So stay tuned, and I will be right back, get myself set up, and we'll get this stuff started. Alright guys, this is just some of the basic tools you're going to need for this job. You know, their tools are not something that you need, but if you have them, you know, then it's nice to have. But you're definitely going to need a sledgehammer and a pickle fork to separate all these tie rod ends and stuff. And I can't stress safety enough. You know, I know guys don't like to be hard on safety, but I see so many videos on YouTube with guys having these rigs like this sitting up on cinder blocks and tree stumps and all that. And I mean, if you're going to do something like this, the least you need to do is invest in some jack stands and a good jack, you know, so you can do the job right. So let me get these wheels off, and then we'll go from there. And I got my little buddy here. She's going to be editing for me my videos. So I'm not very good at this stuff, but she is, so I'm going to let her put it all together for me. And her name is Ashley. Visit her YouTube page. You know, you got some kids that, you know, like to get on YouTube. She's got a webpage, Ashley's Toy Box. A lot of little kids videos and stuff like that. Just a real good channel. So yeah, go to Ashley's Toy Box and subscribe. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay guys, so this is where you want your jack stands. You know, you gotta have jack stands under these, because if this thing falls on you and there's no one around to help you, and you don't have these jack stands, if this 5,000 pound truck falls on you, you're in trouble. So we got the jack stands in place. Now let's get these wheels off. Okay, so we got this wheel off. And the next thing we're going to do is move around to the driver's side and get that wheel off. Alright guys, so, you know, we don't have to be sexist or macho about this. This is my daughter, Ashley. She's 10 years old, and she helps me all the time, and I'm going to let her get this other wheel off. We've already got one off, now we got to get this second one off. So as soon as she gets that off, we'll be ready to go. Don't let those good looks fool you. She's a tough little cookie. You're going backwards. Go ahead. Put your socket back on. She's going to go ahead and get that off there. It's not even on it. Get it all the way up on there. There you go. Alright. Okay. Okay, now she's gonna put all those nuts together in a pile so we don't lose them. She should have 5 of them down there. I think one went behind the tire over there. She'll just lay those down in a pile, and because this tire is a little heavy, I am going to go over and remove the tire, and I'm going to put her on the camera for a minute. Don't just let the camera wander all over. Keep it on something. Okay, now I want to show you what the problem is here. If you look up under here, this is the Borgeson, this is the original steering shaft that we're going to be replacing with the Borgeson, and this is the problem I'm having. This should not move at all. See all that slop in there? That means this is no good. So what we've got to do, we've got to drive this little pin out, little pin right here, we got to drive that out, and then we're gonna have to get up in here to you really can't see it, but there's I'll get a better view of it once I get up on that end. We'll have to get up in there and loosen those bolts. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna change these lower tie rod ends. You see how these are just tore up and dried out, so they're no good. And we're going to change this. You know, this is all this stuff is you know 20 years old. It's just wore out. So let me get started on that, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay. So what we got here is the new rag joint. This goes up on the steering column end, which my lovely assistant will walk over here. You can't really see it, but right up in there, in that hole, and she'll come down just a little bit, and let's see here. I can show you here. Right up in there, where those bolts are, that's the steering shaft. You really can't see it good right now because the inner fender well is in the way, and I'm probably going to have to go up top, which I can go up top and show you. Right there, that joint there, it doesn't come with the new shaft, so I went to the auto parts store and picked up this, you know, and it comes with a hardware kit, and I don't know how much of this kit we're even going to need. I really only, you know, wanted the gasket, but it didn't, you know, you couldn't buy it separate, so I had to buy it with the little nut and bolt kit with it. So anyway, just wanted to show you that, you know, if you get in the shaft, you need to make sure that you have this rag joint gasket. You know, yours may be in good shape, I don't know, but I'm, you know, if I'm going to go through all this work, I'm just going to, you know, for 10 bucks, I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. So, okay, well, we'll be right back. Okay, as you can see here, we've removed the nut from here and one directly on the other side of it, the bolt I mean, and that is a 3/8, a 12-point socket. You know, will do it, which will let this move out of the way. So just for now, you ultimately will have to remove the this one back here. I've already backed it out. The bottom one down there, I haven't gotten to yet. Looks like it's going to be a little trickier to get to, but in order to replace this rag joint with the But the new one that I have right there, I've got to get these out. So, but for now, that lets this, you know, move freely out of the way. And now what I really need to do is get down on the bottom side, and on these Dodges I've already removed the pin, but right here in this little hole, this little pin goes. It goes in just like that, and you're gonna need to get it out. It's just a little plastic pin. I don't think they came metal, but anyway, just, you know, a small punch like this. You know, you put the punch right on the end of that and just drive it through this back side over here, and it'll just fall to the ground. So now what I'm hoping to do is get this to slide off of the spline joint down here. So let me get a pry bar. I'm going to attempt to put a pry bar in there and pry this thing off to see if I can get it to move out of the way. So hang on and I'll be right back. Hi guys. Well, had a little more trouble getting the wherever it's at, getting the old steering shaft out. It just didn't want to slide up off the splines, but eventually after a little persuasion and working at it, I was able to get it out. And there's my new Borgeson shaft. And now, as you can see, this thing has no play in it at all. I mean, it's pretty rock solid, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. However, while I was down here, I noticed, you know, this drag link has a lot of play in it, and the these tie rod ends went into the steering link, have a lot of play in them. So I guess while I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and change those out. So let me work on that, and I'll be back. Well guys, I didn't really get to record the actual work, but you know, I did get the tie rod ends on the steering link done. And like I said, I got the new Borgeson shaft in, and I got the new steering link and the new tie rod ends on this side. And all I've got left to do now is tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but I changed my mind. I'm going to take the truck to get a front end alignment while I still got time. But that valve cover is leaking right there, and it's dripping right down on the exhaust. And if you're familiar with that smell, which if you're on a Dodge, you know, you're familiar with that smell. So you know, it's not very pleasant when you're riding down the road and it's coming through the vent burning oil. So I did pick up a I didn't want to use the rubber gaskets because I seem to be having bad luck with them. So I got these Mr. Gasket, part number 379, made in the USA, you know, Dodge, small block valve covers, but I wanted the cork ones instead of the rubber, so that's what I got. And that's going to be tomorrow's job, and then to get the rest of this junk cleaned out the back of this truck and try to get this thing somewhat looking more than just a work truck. So anyway, that's where I'm at now, and I'll be posting some more videos as progress goes along. Thanks a lot guys, have a good day.